Heather, welcome back to the Midday Update with me, Jessie Chahal. It's been a while since we've had a guest in the studio, so I guess, in the new norm, this is something that I'm quite excited about. Joining me in the studios is S.E.A's Regional Sales Director of Southeast Asia, Mr. Kunalan Ramasamy. We're about to talk about the transformation of media intelligence business in Asia. Thanks for joining me on this, the beginning of the week, a Monday, but nonetheless, we're talking about something that really will interest a lot of people. If you're not sure really what S.E.A does, we're here to break that down as well. Now, let me just give a bit of a background. S.E.A is a media intelligence and insight solutions company driving decisions, of course, creating options for your business. Let's look at perhaps breaking that down or simplifying that as well. What does media monitoring really mean in its sort of conventional way, and how has that transformed now into the new digital age as well?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Jessie, for having me here. Yeah. All right. And as you know, S.E.A, we established quite 30 years back. We established in Malaysia. So when we started the business, we mainly focus on more unconventional. All right. When we say conventional, we focus more on print, broadcast, and online, because that's what the business is all about, right? So we started by monitoring almost 76 newspapers in Malaysia and almost crossed 2,000 kind of broadcasts and zillions of online. That's where the conventional business starts, right? Over the period, business has changed.
Right.
All right, we are moving to digital at the moment. All right, so more concerning on data. Most of the business owners are looking for more into how actually S.E.A can help them in digital. So how we can pull the content from social media platform at the moment. So what we are doing at the moment, I think probably you can say that we are the only organization where we monitor the content in conventional and also in in social media.
Well, because this is huge now, especially that we've seen over the past few months, a lot of activity has transferred online, and so you mentioned in print and media and online, and I'm sure you've seen a lot more activity in this area as well. So what kind of insights do you provide that that one can't do on their own? Basically, what is the kind of information that you can gather for businesses looking to sort of grow their business?
Sure. There are two different divisions in any organization looking for the content. Okay. First, we are talking about PR and communications, and second, we are talking about marketing and also brands department. These are two important divisions seeking for the content.
Okay.
Right. So what they want really from us at the moment, all right, by doing this monitoring and insight in two different elements. I'm talking about conventional and also social media. What they're seeking for is that they want to know, to evaluate their brand reputation in the market, for instance. All right. So the first client, they want to know how their brand compared to the B brand. Why their brand actually is being left out compared to this brand. Why this brand actually people talking more about that. So they want to know about reputation in the market. That's very crucial for them. Number one. Number two, they also wanted to know how effective the campaign, because most of the organizations is spending millions of money in campaign, but at the end, really, they do not know how to justify in the ROI.
Right.
So this
seems quite high level. Are you talking about only big brands, or can SMEs and even social enterprises use this service?
Data. Whoever needs data is open to every business here, right?
And how do you break down that information that you gather? Is it in a survey manner? How do you data mine in the first place, and then how do you deliver that concise report to your client?
No, the thing is that what we have is that, okay, we have platforms, right? We have a platform where it's based on the Google. You're using Google, right? When you Google, you based on a keyword, right? It's a keyword search engine that we're using at the moment, right? So that's where our platform is based on keyword, all right? And based on keyword, once we set up the keyword, and then we will send the content. We will send the content via our platform to the client. This is what normally we do. All right. In the second portion, we also provide insights. The insight we're doing is a very deep kind of insight, depend on clients what actually seeking for. So we have one, we monitor, then we send the news via the platform. On the second, we also produce report, insight on a daily, weekly, monthly, depending on client needs of that particular report. This is how we send the report to them.
And so through these, they can see how their brand is being looked at, market, or how people like or dislike their brand.
Exactly.
What are the conversations that are happening, the keywords or buzzwords that are being used, and also looking at the age groups where people are from, and further breakdown of that.
You're right.
So as we've established, in the past few months, there has been a lot of online activity as well. How do you feel that, or rather, what are the opportunities you foresee in a pandemic situation?
At the moment, you see, we are more focusing on media monitoring and insight. So what we do is that the brand insights, all right? We are helping the client, especially the brand insight, those are impacted on the pandemic. Yeah. So we're helping them by how we're helping them. Number one, to make them to understand the current situation they are at the moment. The brand I'm talking about. Number two, we also strategize for them in terms of business direction, how we can move forward in this pandemic, right? And third, we also help them to establish, to prepare them for the future. So this is what we do. So through the content we are sending, the data we are sending, it will allow them to understand what next they have to do in this pandemic and how they can prepare themselves. So this is what we'll be doing. I
see, and I'm sure CEOs as well will be quite excited to hear these reports and how their business is doing in the market, especially given that things are a bit difficult now as well. Talking a little bit about S.E.A, how has the new norm affected your business?
I think it affected all the globally. Yeah, it's affected, right? So there's no difference for S.E.A. So what S.E.A have to do now is that, which we have done well, we have immediately we have responded, and we have to adapt to the new norm. All right, business that we used to do where face-to-face is no longer applicable, it's very difficult. So we have to move into more online. So therefore, we have invested in infrastructure and also in the technology. So we're using Zoom, Skype, all right, for our business purpose. We are also involved.
Has this been effective?
Yes, exactly. And in the last 3 months, we can see the sales as we have been done in terms of sales. We have we have doubled up the sales as well for the last 3 months. And also we are moving to a lot of webinar at the moment. When you say webinar, we are working close with all the clients to establish what sort of webinar they want us to do. And also we're working with third party, meaning to say working with the banks, for example, or with the insurance company. And then we engage with our list of clients that we have, and we're doing webinar as well. So we have to change the way that we do business at the moment because it's a new norm. If not, you're going to be left out of the business.
That's right, that's right. It's all about trying to stay ahead of the game. Here we're looking at some of your response strategy, COVID-19 adapt and respond. These are reports that has been released, right? Supermarket frenzy, and also health and wellness during isolation, going back to nature, just to say a few. The website is www.essentia.com. Let's look a little bit at your approach now. When you look at different angles or different sectors, how do you ensure that your service is sort of customized towards the nature of that particular business or that sector? Because it's not a one-size-fits-all either. So how would you go about trying to customize that?
As you know, Jessie, client is very important, right?
Customer is king.
Exactly. It's very, very important, right? So what we emphasize is that, for me, I believe on comprehensive services. Okay, I can proudly say that we are the only company we're giving a comprehensive service solution, meaning to say we monitor in conventional and we also monitor in social media. So we have this platform, we monitor that, right? If you go outside, you can see some of them only giving solutions for social media, but not into mainstream conventional. So we do that, number one. Number two, data must be relevant. Be very important. Okay,
true.
When clients receive the data, they must make sure that it's relevant for them. All right, to do comparisons with or benchmark with any other competitors. All right, number two, that's very important. Number third, data must be accurate. High-level accurate data is very important. All right, for them to make a business decision quickly and to move forward. So the quality of data is very important as well. Right. Number four, you have to make sure that you have a backup 24/7. All right. If the client is coming back to you and request for any assistance, you must have that. So we have a 24 service kind of solution. And the most important is that because we're in 6 markets across S.E.A, so we have all the expertise in each market, which they are special in local content. They will interpret in their own language.
I see.
And then
they will send that's important.
Yeah, they will send the data to their respective clients. So this is where we actually manage our client accordingly. Yeah.
And at your back end, what kind of system systems are you using? Is there any touch of AI? Because it seems that would be quite artificial intelligence heavy.
Look, at the moment, what we have is that obviously we have a system at the moment, all right, but we are not heavily depending on system alone. Okay, so we have a human's intervention into our system as well. All right, when the system works, there will be obviously there will be a quality check from the back end of our system as well. So this is what we use. So we use a system, yes, at the back, and also a human intervention, be it in conventional and as well we have also in social media solutions.
For those of our viewers watching today, who do you think should use Essencea's services at this point of time? Perhaps they don't know it yet, that you could be of help.
See, the thing is that whoever wants data, right, whoever want us to analyze them, not only analyze their brand, they want us to analyze in terms of their competitor. They want to know about government legislation in terms of their businesses. We can do so. It can be SMEs. It can be SMEs. It can be a private company. It can be a listed company. Right? It can be individual as well. All right? So it can be anyone who really want the data, and we will come forward and we will assist them. That's what we do.
All right. Once again, the website is www.essentia.com. What are the growth areas Essentia is seeing in the Malaysian market, or perhaps slightly bigger, as our discussion today, within the region, in the Asian market? Where are the opportunities there, Kunal?
Number one, the most important is that obviously any company, they cannot stop in products. They can't be happy with the product they offer, right? So they have to improvise. So we are improving in terms of our product solutions to most of our clients, not only in Malaysia, in Southeast Asia. What we intend to do is that most of the clients that we receive a response from them, they want us to integrate in one single platforms. At the moment, we have two different platforms for conventional and also for social media. They're expecting us to, can you give me a solution? We want to integrate everything in one platform. Which is we are working at the moment. Our R&D team in Australia is really working on that. This is the feedback we're receiving from clients, because we always improve our product by receiving feedback from clients.
Speaking about them, who are your biggest clients? And if you could name drop a little bit.
Sure. We have TNB, Tenaga Nasional, our client. We have semi-banks, our clients. This is in commercial. We also have a government client that we have, Ministry of Housing, local department. We have that as well. So our clients varies in every industry. But at the moment, heavily in commercial, as I mentioned. These are some of the names I mentioned are our client at the moment.
If you could share with us, what are some of the trends you are seeing on social media, for example, if you just want to pick one area? What are some of the trends in terms of customer behavior or customer acceptance?
The thing is that one of the behaviors that we noticed that at the moment is that perceptions of the brands in the market, perception, right? So this is something that client always question about the quality of the data. So how we derive the perceptions of my brand, because most of them will be like, they will be adamant to, when they receive report, they can't believe this is what it's all about, right? But because we have that we have the advantage compared to what they have, because we have the system. And we also, the data will never lie. This is the data. This is people's perception of what the brand. Facts.
Absolutely. We come down to the point that if something is good, it's not going to be cheap. In these terms, I'd use the word affordable. So in terms of costing, how would you say Essentia services are costed at, Kunal?
So our costing is always depend on the client's budget. We're always looking into the budget, right? We always look into how much they can afford, right? So we do have our costs, right? We can't go lower than that cost, but obviously we will listen to them what they can afford, and based on that we will custom made kind of solution to them. That's what normally we do. So that doesn't mean.
So you can sort of pick and choose the services without sort of buying in the whole suite.
Yeah. We can custom it to them, because at the end of the day, we have to understand a current pandemic situation. I know everybody affected as well, so we are open to that actually.
Fantastic. If you'd like to find out more about Essentia, you can log on to their Facebook page as well on social media, www.facebook.com/Essentia.com, and also the website at www.essentia.com. Thank you very much for joining us in the studio. That has been our discussion right here, looking at a snapshot of transformation of media, intelligence, business in Asia, the trends that we're seeing, and how companies can take this opportunity to use these facts to grow their business. We'll be right back after these messages. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much.
Thank you.